What's up with it? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. Here again with another one, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my videos and all of my content. Okay? Excuse me. Now, the the NFL has went ahead and they've had 36 players placed on the reserve and boogeyman list due to positive tests, and it's altogether it's 25 on active rosters and 11 on practice squads because of the situation that's going on now. This is the largest number of additions to the list since its creation in 2020, and following the rash of the positive test, the NFL mandating that all Tier 1 and Tier 2 personnel who have previously been V'd up and are eligible uh, under the CDC guidelines, they must receive a booster. Okay. Uh, Tier 1 personnel, they consist of players, coaches, physicians, trainers, and necessary personnel, and that need direct access to the players. However, the mandate does not apply to players, as all requirements for players must be negotiated with the NFLPA. Now, Tier 2 is comprised of general managers, football operation employees, other assistant coaches, etc. Okay. Um, as of recent, Jalen Ramsey of the LA Rams, Jonathan Allen, Rashawn Slater, uh, Kadarius, sorry, Tony, are all of the players that recently have tested positive, and 36 positive cases are a sizable jump from the previous high in I think that it was in July 28th of this year. It was at 24. So that's 12 more. Now look, we just got through talking about this. And look, I really gotta give a shout out. What's up with it, Lou? I see you in the building. Uh y'all go subscribe to the boy Lou the Rider Sports. I gotta give a shout out to the homie Too Raw for TV, because he's been on this, and he's been really candid about the situation that's been taking place. Of course, we know what took place with Millsap. We know what's been going on with the Chicago Bulls. I'm sorry, and of course, the NFL. And this is the thing, man. It's not making sports any better. It's not making sports any better. Uh, as a matter of fact, it's making it worse for two reasons. For one, um, the health concern, of course. For two, um, you know, people have been uh, they're saying, okay, yeah, we should do this and we should do that and we should get this and we should get that. And then when you get it, okay, well, that hasn't worked, and now you have to look elsewhere for another damn solution because it's like, okay, well, this isn't working. So what's going to be next? Now, listen, I'm not really worried about the team. Like teams, losing their momentum and going down and all that other stuff. Listen, we talking about real life here, and now it's circulating all over. It's not just impacting the NFL. It's impacting the NBA, and a lot of people act like, okay, well, my team is losing. That's the only thing they think about. Oh well, my team. Oh, they're not going to win because of it. Dog, that's the least of your concerns. That's really what you should not really be focused on. You really need to be focused on, okay, is this going to get even worse? And is it going to get so? Listen, let me just go ahead. Let me say it because I'm trying to keep my sanity. I'm really trying to be PG-13 on here, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Okay. What if it gets to the point where people are actually losing their life in the midst of all of this, right? Then what they gonna do? What they gonna say? It's something to think about. But nobody thinks about that. They so worried about, oh, okay, yeah, my team. You know what I'm saying? Some people they don't want to lose their bets. You know what I'm saying? Because they gamble, they bet on teams and stuff like that. They be like, oh man, he ain't playing. DeMar DeRozan, man, he ain't playing, man. Shoot, that's gonna affect my money. Da 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 da. You'd be surprised people think about stuff like that. What's up with it, Tyrone Church? I see you in the building. You know, but Lou, this is the thing, Lou. Now you mentioned we all been saying this since the bubble. Okay, surprisingly, everybody has not been saying that since the bubble. You'll be surprised. A lot of people still wanted those guys to go out there and still take a risk and still go, regardless of everything, no matter what the situation of society was taking place. And people could care less about the the rates going up and the spike and all that other stuff. Nobody cared about any of that. Nobody was even, and I know Mayor Bottoms wasn't really, a lot of people were kind of looking at her as suspect after everything had took place. But you remember, Mayor Bottoms was actually trying to prevent the opening of Georgia, or he was and she was going at it with Kemp and stuff like that. That's just an example that needs to be brought up. But guess what? Kemp was like, well, we need to get barbershops open. We need to get this open. We need to get that open and everything. And guess what ended up happening? It just started going everywhere. It was like a domino effect. And then next thing you know, Texas followed. Well, it was the same thing as far as the league was concerned or whatever. But see, it's like people are always going to bring up the excuse when their teams are losing. They're going to sit there and they're going to be like, well, you know what, man, my team, they had the boogeyman that year, man. That don't count and all this other stuff. That's the conversation that you really don't want to have. And then you said they don't care. It's all about money, right? I guarantee you, man. If I guarantee you, more people are wanting to think like Kyrie now. Since we want to talk about something like that. Since you're saying okay, they don't care about the money, Polo. I mean, they don't care, Polo. It's all about the money. I guarantee you now, they're like, you know what? We need to start thinking like Kyrie's thinking now. But really, it's too late because half of the people, they've done what they've done or whatever. They made the decision that they made. They've already put whatever they put into their body. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I want to make this clear. I'm not, I'm not for it or I'm not against it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving my opinion. I'm being straight up about that. Okay. Um, another thing that we got to look at too, right, is how is this going to affect uh, viewership? You know what I'm saying? How is this going to affect the people that are really in tune to looking at a team that's structured together? They're used to seeing the entire Chicago Bulls team, or they're used to seeing the entire Lakers team, or they're used to seeing all these different teams that are together. And then when they flip on the TV, guess what? Oh well, dang. Well, he's missing because of this, or he's missing because of that. And you'll be surprised. A lot of people become disinterested when they see that. So now you're having trouble because now people are like, okay, well, damn, such and such is not playing on the floor. I really wanted to see him tonight. You know what I'm saying? It's just like what I was just talking about uh, a few days ago about the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? Basically, what I was saying is that they would rather see one, or they used to want to see one player on the team, which of course was LeBron James. And okay, once he left, guess what? People forgot about Cleveland. People forgot that okay, this is still a basketball franchise. It's not just one player, right? Well, that's kind of the same thing where okay, you take all these other players, all these players are being signed to minimum day contracts and everything, just for temporarily reserve and all this other stuff. People are going to become disinterested, right? This is another thing too, right? This is another thing. I'm gonna take it a step further, and this is gonna be my last point. So you move these guys up, right? You put them on a reserve list. They actually help your team. They're actually staying consistent with winning. Some of those guys are actually playing good. Okay, so when those other stars come back, then they have to go back down and everything. But they've been productive and they've been doing what they've asked to be done of them. And not only that, they've been winning. We got to look at that situation. And I'm talking about with everything that's going on and everybody being affected or whatever by it. We have to look at some of those things. I I pay attention to stuff like that. Because look, this thing isn't getting any better. People want to pretend like it doesn't exist no more. And rightfully so. I know a lot of people want to take it off of their mind because a lot of people have been affected by this situation. What's taking place in the country. But the thing about it is, and what they have to understand, man, is that these these people that are in the higher ups, it's like what Lou just was just alluding to, and they care about their money. Like okay, with the bubble, and I think this is what Lou was speaking about, right? He was sitting there and he was uh he pretty much was saying that okay, it's all about money. Now, in a sense where when the bubble had taken place and people were like, okay, well, the NBA, they're going to lose a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, if they don't play and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because let's just be honest. What people were doing when the country was really going through what they went through and they shut down and everything, the country was really at a bad place. And I mean, you had people playing a horse on live and shit. Like that's how bad it was and everything. So then you have people talking about, well, the NBA, man, they're going to lose a lot of money. They're going to lose a lot of money and everything. Well, see, that's what the higher ups are thinking about. They're not thinking about, okay, yeah, this person's life or, this person passed away or anything like that. No, they're thinking about their brand. They're thinking about the sport. You understand what I'm saying? They're thinking about what they need to accomplish in the future. They don't care about those guys out there. You know what I'm saying? What's up with it, Brico? They don't care about those guys. Like, you know, we could sit up there and be like for instance, like right now, you'd be like, oh yeah, well I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, when are you gonna play? They don't care about you. They don't care about what you have going on, who's feeling bad, and who's close to dying or any of that stuff. Man, they don't care about none of that, man. They care about that shield. They care about that logo. That's the only thing that they care about. You know what I'm saying? So they're not gonna shut it down. They're like, okay, well we finna do this. They wouldn't do it again, but it's coming to that. I mean, it's really got to come to that because this thing ain't getting any better. Next thing you know, you're gonna have another team that's gonna have to cancel another couple games or something. Then you're gonna have another team, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna have like X amount of players out. People are getting tired of it, but they're getting tired of it. But guess what they're saying? They're saying, okay, we're getting tired of it, man. But what can we do? There's absolutely nothing that we can do. You know. So y'all let me know what you think, man. Leave your comments, like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications so that you will be notified. Until then, man, it's Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. I will get at you later.